Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to hack your vision system and treat any eye conditions that you may have. Hi, my name is Austin. If you are struggling with any eye conditions such as myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism, cataracts, glaucoma, floaters, macular degeneration, or any other eye conditions, here is a story that might inspire you. This is the story of Kenneth Arnold, who at the age of 13 was diagnosed with myopia. And by age 30, he had saved up enough money, and to be exact, $4,650 for a revolutionary laser eye surgery that was supposed to solve his eye problems once and for all. But the result was far from what he expected, and instead of a better and healthier vision, he almost went blind. But what happened at that hospital changed his life for good. Now, one of the nurses that took care of him while he was at the hospital referred him to an older optometrist, and it was that visit that turned the table around for Kenneth Arnold. And here is Kenneth with his story. But before I bring him on, let me warn you that this is a pretty lengthy video, and it is a beautiful story. But if you don't have time to stick around, I want to encourage you to scroll down to the description area, click on the link, and go grab your copy right now. But if you have time, you can stick around and hear Kenneth's story. Again, it is a very amazing and interesting story. Here is Kenneth.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Arnold. In the following short but controversial video, I will reveal the one amazing little secret that has been long suppressed by optometrists and the eye care industry, to naturally achieving dramatically improved vision in as little as 14 days. Whether you suffer from short-sightedness or myopia, long-sightedness or hyperopia, presbyopia, glaucoma, macular degeneration, or any other eye condition, you should stop what you're doing and listen, as these conditions and more can be completely treated by yourself from the comfort of your own home and without having to visit a single optometrist, doctor, or surgery. Not to mention, it could save you a vast amount of money every year from no longer wanting to purchase your glasses, contact lenses, and trips to the optometrist. You'll soon realize that this isn't magic. It isn't snake oil or big conspiracy. This is a well-documented, scientifically proven solution to not only improving, but treating your vision. Think of how you're feeling right now. I'm sure that you, just like the millions of others who are suffering daily with persistent visual problems, are feeling pretty fed up and hopeless. You're probably sick and tired of having to struggle to read even the simplest day-to-day items. Tired of having to deal with the hassle of contact lenses, glasses, and eye tests. Tired of having to squint and frown just to focus. And try not to forget all the headaches and migraines that are associated with eye conditions. What if we told you that the heavy burden on your eye condition could be forgotten? In the next few minutes, you'll discover that all the visual problems you're facing are in fact completely treatable. All the anxiety and frustration with your vision could be a thing of the past. You'll also find out the real truth of why the glasses or contacts you wear are not actually helping your vision at all, but are predicted to ruin it over time. If you don't pay attention right now, things may not change and could likely get worse. Even though it may seem totally impossible to you right now, I'll show you exactly how over 46,400 people just like yourself are naturally improving their vision to breathtaking standards in as little as 2 weeks. No matter your age or the extent of your visual problem, even your optometrist, doctor, or physician has told you that your eye condition is permanent and hopeless. Even if your eyes have not improved at all to previous treatments or methods, you can forget about your glasses and contact lenses. You can forget about countless tests and trips to the optometrist. You can forget about the frustration and hopelessness that your visual condition brings you. You can now stay completely clear of dangerous surgery such as laser eye surgery, which not only has an extortionate price, but is in fact more dangerous than we're led to believe. The laser eye clinics won't care to admit it, but common complications including eye infections, worsened vision, floaters, and even blindness. Complications can even lead to corneal astasia, where fluid builds up on the eye and patients require a further corneal transplant to correct the condition. According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, complications with laser eye surgery occur relatively frequently. There's not even a guarantee that the surgery will actually help, or your condition won't come back at any time. Not in months, but in 2 short weeks. You could have fully treated your eye condition. You'll shock your optometrist as he'll never see you buying a single contact lens, pair of glasses, or even an eye test again. You'll shock your friends with your ability to read all the day-to-day objects that many struggle with. You'll shock your loved ones with your new look and confidence without the burden of wanting glasses or contact lenses. You'll finally be able to enjoy life to the fullest as it was meant to be enjoyed. The possibilities are endless. If you watch this video to the very end, you'll see just how easy it is to hack your vision system and treat almost any eye condition, resulting in improved vision. The secret comes from an 84-year-old optometrist doctor who's decided to spill the beans and get revenge in the eye care and ophthalmology industry. This remarkable vision secret has been written about in dozens of medical journals and featured in countless magazines, but optometrists and the eye care companies are desperately trying to suppress this information from becoming mainstream. Why? In 2012, the contact lens industry alone was worth $6.71 billion, with the industry said to be worth a staggering $11.7 billion by just 2015. It's an endless gold mine, and it's no wonder they don't want this vision-treating secret to become public knowledge. You can probably realize now the real drive and incentive behind the marketing and selling of contact lenses and glasses. The industry even ensures that most optometrists work on a commission basis. The more the optometrist can get you to spend on glasses and contact lenses, the more they will make, knowing too well that glasses and contact lenses are in fact worsening your condition. So what are others trying to say about this vision-treating secret that the eye care industry is so desperately trying to hide?
After watching your presentation, I couldn't believe I'd been lied to for so many years, when the secret to treating my glaucoma had been sitting in front of me. But I will say this, the anger turned to pure joy as I started doing what you shared with me, and after I received the incredible news from my absolutely shocked doctor, the signs of glaucoma had reduced in both of my eyes. Who could be angry about that?
I've been practically myopia-free for 3 months now, and it's all thanks to you. I still can't get over how simple it was to follow the plan you shared in your presentation. This plan was life-changing. I followed your protocol for 19 days, and my vision's never been better, and it's all because of you.
How great is that? Unfortunately for me, I found out the hard way about this secret. At 13 years old, I was diagnosed with having myopia, or short-sightedness. It couldn't have come at a worse time. A week later, I started high school, and having thick glass lenses, already low confidence, made me an easy target for bullying. It was truly an upsetting time. After reaching the age of 30, not only had my confidence been bruised from my teenage years, but my vision was worse than ever. I was a step away from being classified as legally blind. I tried to deny it. I tried to hide it. But sadly, it was the truth. It was frustrating not being able to enjoy life as it should be and how everyone else was. In desperation, I saved up a huge $4,650 for the so-called revolutionary laser eye surgery. On the onset, it seemed like a dream come true. Little did I know, in my haste and naivety, of the dangers that laser eye surgery could bring. After the operation, I fast became extremely disappointed. Not only was there no improvement, it turned out my vision was actually getting worse. The last straw was when a couple of days later I realized my left eye had become infected. The infection was pretty bad, and I was immediately given a course of antibiotics and other medicine. I was asked to stay in the hospital so they could monitor me, and the scary fact is I was one of the lucky ones. Some have even gone blind from the surgery. As I lay in my bed, I realized that I was sick, penniless, and on the edge of being blind. I broke down and cried like a baby. Now here's where my story gets a little weird. As luck would have it, an old friend of mine was actually the nurse who cared for me during my stay in the hospital. She recommended I visit an 84-year-old, very off-the-grid doctor named Dr. Sen. You've probably never heard of him. I never had. After being discharged from the hospital and with nothing to lose, I took the drive to his office, if you can call it that. It was in a run-down block of offices along the main highway. His office was just like something out of a movie. There were piles of books, papers, and journals stacked behind his desk and floor. After explaining my situation to Dr. Sen, he then told me something very eye-opening. It turned out that nearly all visual conditions, including short-sightedness or myopia, long-sightedness or hyperopia, astigmatism, presbyopia, lazy eyes or amblyopia, cross eyes, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and many more are all in fact learned traits throughout your life and not genetic as your optometrist has led you to believe. Nearly all eye conditions are learned and occur after you are born. Think of when you were a baby. You didn't need glasses in your crucial years to learn how to walk, see, and learn. So why all of a sudden do you need glasses or contact lenses now? Dr. Sennett told me about research carried out in 1968 by Professor Francis Young. He led a research team to Alaska to study Eskimo families who were being introduced to the modern American lifestyle. This provided a unique opportunity to test the genetic theory because the parents were illiterate, whereas the children were the first generation to go through school. If the eye care and ophthalmology industry were actually telling you the truth, then the result of this study would be obvious. The parents and the children should have almost identical visual systems. The results show quite the opposite. Only 2 of the 130 parents had visual conditions. Yet, in contrast, more than 60% of the children had developed visual conditions. These children obviously didn't inherit the visual problems, so the conclusion had to be made that their new environment, in particular school and long reading sessions, had been the cause of their eye conditions. Have you ever noticed how families seem to inherit visual conditions? It's in fact not the condition that's genetically passed on, it's the trait. For example, with parents that read a lot usually means that the children will also read a lot. In turn, these traits are passed from generation to generation. The problem with long reading sessions and the ever-increasing use of computers, mobiles, and television sets is that they encourage focusing on close objects for extended periods of time. This is exactly the opposite of the way nature intended and imposes large amounts of stress on the visual system. Since this research, many others have run trials and come to exactly the same conclusion. It's not just long periods of reading and the use of computers that are causing these visual problems, but a whole array of day-to-day bad habits that we're adopting, learning, and passing on. Unfortunately, these studies, just like many others, have never been made mainstream information and are heavily suppressed by the eye care industry. So what does this mean for my visual problem, I asked. I was told that not only were my bad traits causing my worsening eye problem, but my glasses too. Glasses and lenses were simply neutralizing the symptoms rather than correcting or curing the problem. They're actually encouraging the current condition. Jay Lieberman writes in the Journal of American Optometric Association that I have yet to hear of a research paper confirming the beneficial effects of prescribing compensatory lenses. I'm sure most optometrists will confirm the clinical observation that patients who receive compensatory lenses for full-time wear are usually the ones who need a stronger prescription every year. C.J. Porkiotis of the Optometric Extension Program writes, the emphasis on compensatory lenses has posed a problem for many years in our examinations. These lenses do not correct anything and may not serve the patient in his best interest over a period of time. Ray Gottlieb, OD, even noted in the Journal of Optometric Vision Development that the use of compensatory lenses to treat or neutralize the symptoms does not correct or cure the problem. The current education and training of eye care professionals discourages preventative and remedial treatment. In other words, the glasses and contact lenses my optometrist prescribed were not making my eyes stronger or healthier, and definitely not treating the underlying cause of the visual problem. However, Dr. Sen explained that if something is learned, then it can be relearned, no matter your age or the extent of your visual problems.
So I believe you get the point. Your eye condition is it's not a genetically inherited condition, but a trait that is learned and passed on. And again, if something is learned, according to Dr. Sen, it could also be unlearned. So that's the crux of this eye treatment, so to speak, unlearning those bad traits that we have learned over time. And I would encourage you to scroll down to the description area, click on the link, and go grab your copy now, and then you'll be on your way to a better and healthier vision. I want to thank you for watching. God bless you. Thank you.